Hey guys, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. Why am I holding a giant textbook? Well, we're going to be talking about school, and specifically, should you buy or rent your books when you're going into college? Now, obviously, many of you have already started college, if you are in college, but some of you might still be in the starting process and still wondering, should I buy or should I rent? Now, obviously, this is always up to you. But first thing is to obviously look at your options. What is the cheapest? What is the best option? But you also need to look at yourself. Now, I, for one, usually will buy the book. Not necessarily because I need it, I need to buy the book, but mostly because of the fact that it's just simply a better option, at least in my opinion. I can flip through this book, and a lot of the pages in this book are completely filled to the brim with notes. Now, obviously, not every single page is, but it's an important thing to understand that if you buy your book, then that will automatically mean that you can do whatever you want to this book. Whether it be taking notes in the margins, which, I'll be honest, it's an actually really good idea especially if you're starting out and you don't really know exactly what you want to do. Let's say that you've got your book, and then here's something. This is an important thing. I can write down what the answers are to these questions right in the book. But on the other hand, if you don't actually own the book, then you can't write these things down. Or if you ask a question in class, well, yes, you can always write your notes in your notebook. Sometimes it's better to actually write your notes right there in the margin of whatever chapter you're talking about, so that way you can turn back and go to that specific page and realize, oh, yeah, here's this note that I took in this day of class that will help me in this specific department. Ta-da! Much easier than looking through your piles of notes and not really be 100% certain which one is the correct one. So that's another reason why you might want to buy your book. Now, obviously, if you are going to buy your book, I always suggest getting the cheapest version that will work for you. Why do I say that it will have to work for you? This is because of the fact that I recently got one of my books for this semester. However, it did not have everything that I needed. It was similar to this book, where at the back there's these worksheets that I had to fill out for the actual class. But because of the fact that it was a different book, I wasn't able to fill out that stuff because it just simply didn't have them. It also didn't have the stuff that I needed for my online progress. So it's always a good idea to at least look at your book and see, oh, yeah, that needs to be taken care of. Here we go. Ta-da! So definitely something to be aware of when you're buying your book. Now, there are obviously times when you want to rent the book. Let's say it's a book that your teacher says, oh yeah, you need this book, when in actuality you may not actually need it. A good rule of thumb is this class a language class? If it's a language class and they say, you will need this book for this class, usually I would suggest getting the book and buying the book, mostly because of the fact that it's a lot easier to handle that, especially if it's something like Japanese or a language that uses a different writing system than your own. Because most of the time they actually will have a lot of stuff that is very important. So definitely do suggest, if you're getting a foreign language book, to get that. If it's something for arts class, I don't usually recommend getting those books because of the fact that most of the time it's basically just information that is taught in the class, and even if there's like a quiz or something on whatever it is, you can usually find it online without much difficulty. So, is it necessary? I don't know. I would honestly talk to someone who's already been in the class and say, oh, hey, would you recommend getting this book for this class? Especially if you know the people. As an example, if I were to go to someone who was in my drama class, and they were asking, and someone asked me, hey, do you recommend getting this book? Most of the time, I would say no. But it all really depends on what is going on. Which, in that case, I would recommend renting the book. Because that way, if you don't need it, you can return it. And then and if it's early enough, maybe you'll even get your money back. So, yeah, that's an important thing. And, of course, there are some bookstores that will buy back your used books, and you'll at least be able to get some money off of them. So is it always the best option? No, absolutely not. But whatever the case is, always look at your options, and honestly, in some cases, I would absolutely recommend buying the physical book, especially when it's a foreign language. So there's that. But anyways, guys, I want to know how many times you guys have had difficulties with the whole college books and stuff. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you guys are new, then please subscribe and ring that notification bell, because most of the time we do fan theories. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on.